What you see is what you get. And that is making reference to your inner vision. What you hear reveals what you're tuned into. Do you realize there's only 12 notes upon which all music is composed? 12, that's it. Let's see, I've got two of the basic colors on today. Red and blue, the other one is yellow. Out of those three colors, everything comes into color manifestation. Isn't that astounding? And do we realize this? Probably not. The English language, complicated language. And especially American English. That's a version all its own. That's changing as I speak. As a matter of fact, I heard some American English the other day and I thought I was hearing a foreign language. Okay, so we're talking about the basic tools that we are given. Now, one of the basic tools that I made reference to is in the statement I made, what you see is what you get, is making reference to your inner vision, which is talking about your awareness. Now, we were stirred and excited up to this point, and some more so than others, comparatively speaking. But it affects us in accordance to our receptivity. Now, creativity is something that we're all engaged in all of the time. But to then put it into the context of what we experience in life, it's still personal, but let's just use another example. I think right now, what's going on in the world, some of us want to shut down on, and of course what we're getting to a large extent is not an accurate portrayal of what's there. But let's just look at what's happening with the European community and with the country of Greece. Now, right now, we're experiencing great challenge, and it's manifesting in a way of, here's a nation composed of individuals who they're being subjected to fear, which is an expression of control, to dampen the creative spirit of the individuals so that they will then just more than less follow what is being enforced upon them. Now, how can this happen? Well, it can happen on an individual level to all of us, you see. Whenever we, in our awareness, dip into the lower spectrum of life, we find that we then enter into that realm of controlled influence. If we engage in it, then of course we start producing it, and that becomes a lens through which we see and which we experience because it is in relationship to our inner vision. Right now, each one of you is seeing me as you're seeing me. But you're not necessarily seeing me. You're seeing your awareness of me. Now, what I am doing is I am using this as an opportunity to project an influence to you so that you will look again and begin to see that my intention is to help you help yourself. Now, while I mentioned the effects of control and the fact that there is control, it isn't to be ignored. But at the same time, I'm not suggesting that you focus your awareness there and stay there, but rather see it as an ongoing opportunity for mastery, because it is a challenge. If you heard in the music today the encouragement to live love and be the love you live, then you heard the message of genuine freedom. Because if you're looking at me and seeing me through your awareness of love, that's your experience. If you're seeing me through your inner awareness of resentment, of disharmony, or you're seeing me as I used to be in your awareness of who I used to be, then that's going to determine your experience. Now, creators we are all the time. We create reality and we create illusion. Some say it's all illusion. What matter? What matters is where you are in yourself and what intention you have so far as what you bring out and choose to live. Now here's something that's so trite, but yet it is so powerful. And I often find myself returning to it because I prefer the simple. And that is, look for the good and praise it. If you in yourself look for the good, then you in yourself are generating the awareness of good that allows you to then have a greater appreciation of yourself, as well as for whatever your awareness is discerning out there. If you choose to live that, you find that no matter what projections or what influences may be that would tend to want to resist you, you accept it as it is, and you still look for the good, and when you find it, you tend to praise it. This little piece right here of looking for the good and praising it, plus the energy that this whole service has to this point experienced, can be, as was mentioned, the golden door through which you pass and open yourself to the greater reality that is at this moment, here, now. If ever there's going to be a change in the world, it's going to be because we change our inner world. And as we change our inner world, we then have that influence upon the outer world, whether the outer world responds to it immediately or not. It's much better, but then this is all done by involving and experimenting. It's much better than looking out there to try to find your sense of worth and well-being. Because if you look out there, you're going to constantly experience disappointment. Because while there may seem to be those who support you and support you now, they will turn and leave that support. And if you're depending upon it, then you're going to find yourself really in a dither. Now, that can also be valuable because it helps you to grow and to connect with what is valuable and important to you. As you do, then you can enter into a greater state of creativity. Now, please don't misunderstand me as if I'm saying I'm encouraging you to direct all of your energy out there so that your forms reflect the creativity that you've invested in them. They will anyhow. But I'm saying to you, first and mostly, direct that in yourself to yourself so you can then create better versions of you that you feel in harmony with, that then actually become the substance that you can draw upon, that you can actually count upon to then give you that energy that you want to put into the world. Many times in counseling, I hear just the opposite story. I hear the focus upon what's not right, what's going wrong, and the tendency to stay stuck there. That's temporary. Even if that temporary lasts lifetimes. We are immortal beings. And I'm not at all suggesting that you then let that be where you stand and say, well, I've got lifetimes to do it in. Because in one way of looking at it, that could be perceived as a waste of time. Because the fact is, this is the lifetime that counts the most. What you choose to do with your life right here, right now, is going to reveal itself in the type of creation you actually find manifesting itself in yourself, the way you feel about yourself, and then also manifesting through you in the energies that you put out there that then are mirrors to help you to see better what you are actually accomplishing as a creator. The control, yes. You see, there are those enlightened beings, and then there are those illumined beings who know the tendency of human beings. They've studied us. They've studied themselves. And there are those who are, with that knowledge, seeking to control us, to prevent us from being the positively created beings we can be. And then there are those who, with this awareness, are living it and sharing it with those who are receptive, so that the result is a continual awakening, a continual advancement insofar as the recognition of who you are, of who you are, of who you are. Because you see, this is where it really comes to the place of importance. Who you choose to live reveals your recognition of the control that's in effect and also your power of expression. You bring that together, and you might even want to use a tool called intention. Because if you use it in a conscious way, then you can start having conscious effects that give you that feedback of what you are actually doing. Or not. It's really up to us. But so far as looking at what has been brought to your attention today, please do take into account you're a creator and you have the ability to awaken and become a conscious creator. And an easy way to get into the flow where you feel good about your creations is look for the good. You'll find it. It's in there. It's you. And once you start seeing the good in you, it becomes that focus that allows you to look for and see the good in others everywhere. And that becomes your reality. And so far as control, hell with it. Doesn't really matter. Because what you're doing is you're living in another realm entirely. Thank you very much. For more information about the Metaphysical Church of Enlightenment or the Rodin Foundation, please go to our website at www.rodin.org. If you have been inspired by the revelations shared in these podcasts, please donate to the Rodin Foundation's ongoing efforts to help others help themselves at www.rodin.org/donate.